You know, if you eat food, and everybody eats food, everybody needs to eat food, and if you want to enjoy the food, you drink wine with it. Wine and food, they belong together. You do not drink the wine, or the purpose of drinking wine when you eat food is not to get drunk, like a lot of people think. The purpose of drinking wine when you eat food is that the wine is able to underline the character of the food. The wine is even able to increase the taste of the food. If you go to your favorite Italian restaurant and you order, to stay very simple, if you order spaghetti with tomato sauce, and then you order your Lugana, your Pinot Grigio, your Soave, whatever kind of white wine, and then you eat it, and next day you come home and say, listen, yesterday I have been at my favorite Italian place, they had fantastic pasta, but the white wine, typical Italian junk wine, I didn't like it at all. This is mostly not fair, because no white wine has a chance with a tomato sauce. And if you think, and if you know how many types of cuisine in the world are based, or how many recipes in the world are based on tomato sauce, you see how important it is to know that tomato sauce and white wine, they do not match. Pizza is always tomato sauce based, so red wine goes well with pizza. But if you're not in the mood to drink red wine because you say, I'm very thirsty, it's hot outside, then you rather have a rosé wine with your spaghetti with tomato sauce, because the rosé wine has something which the white wine does not have. The rosé wine or the red wine has tannins, and these tannins, they kill the tomato, the acidity. So the acidity of the tomato is balanced by the tannins of the red wine. And as a rosé wine is made from red grapes, it has more tannins as the white wine. So if you're thirsty in summertime and you want to have a spaghetti with tomato sauce or pizza or tomato sauce based dish, then you rather have a rosé wine. So that's an option. Another very nice example is something with which we impress the people all around the world, from Vancouver to Tokyo, from Bangalore to Frankfurt to Bucharest, is oysters. The mineral character of the oyster, the mineral salty character of the oyster, destroys the dry white wine, because the white wine becomes sour. If you really want to have a synergy, you should follow the old French rule, because the French people, until the last century, they never ever matched oysters with dry white wine, only with sweet white wine. Because the sweetness of the white wine, the residual sugar in the white wine, mostly from Sauternes, Sainte-Croix-du-Mont, Montbassillac, Jurançon, the sweetness, the residual sugar of the white wine balances the salty mineral character of the oyster. So this is a fantastic, it's like an explosion in your mouth. It's as classical as foie gras and sweet wine, where you have the fat foie gras or the fat blue cheese, like a gorgonzola, all these fromage bleu, like the French call it. They're very fat. And fat is also balanced by sweetness. So sweetness and fat, they belong together. That makes a couple. It's a very nice harmony. Well, there's another, if you talk about fat and sugar, let's talk about something more dry. For instance, if you take Sauvignon Blanc, and this wine, so a dry Sauvignon Blanc, goes very nice with all green vegetables. Any green vegetables with that style of white wine is fantastic matching. And then you will see, well, what is this vegetable and dry white wine? It is very difficult, for instance, to match spinach with white wine, because the spinach has a very high content of iron and zinc, and that can destroy an elegant white wine. So you need a powerful dry white wine. So the private collection Sauvignon Blanc is fantastic matching partner with spinach and all kind of vegetables, for instance. Take another example. If you eat meat, like you go into a restaurant, you order a very classical or very traditionally Chateaubriand, which is a tenderloin, which is the beef fillet. And then the Chateaubriand comes traditionally with a sauce hollandaise. So the sauce hollandaise is a classical enemy of any strong and dense red wine, because the eggs in the hollandaise, they bring out the tannins of the red wine. And the meat is only the carrier of the sauce. So if you put the hollandaise over the meat, then you have to balance the hollandaise. You have to find a wine which balances the hollandaise. This is an important rule when you match wine and food. You always have to find out what is the most intensive taste on your plate. And once you find out what is the most intensive taste, then you choose the wine with it. So if you order a steak or tenderloin or Chateaubriand, and you have the sauce hollandaise, you rather have a red wine with a low or with a smooth tannin structure. You rather go for a Merlot, or you rather go for a Pinot Noir, more elegant style. If you have the plain meat like with salt and pepper, then you can go for any wine. Or if your steak is prepared Café de Paris style, which means with a green pepper sauce, then you can go with all these powerful tannins wines. You can go with all the Chateau Capion, you can go with Triple S, you can have a Cabernet Sauvignon.